Hello, my name is Maria Amoruso. I've always been a compassionate supporter of the underdog. After graduating with a mass communications journalism degree, I worked at Chesapeake Alternative School in Brooklyn, Baltimore for 6 years. During undergrad, my dream was to write about the education problems in Baltimore City. I had visions of shining a light on the inequities that our inner city youth faced. This was over a decade before anyone would hear of Freddie Gray or the Baltimore riots. My goal was to inspire the masses to acknowledge the issues and to come together in aid for a solution. Life decided to give me some in-depth research. Instead of looking in from the outside, I began to discover it firsthand. My students were products of the streets. They had criminal records and had either dropped out or been kicked out of Baltimore City public schools. You would not believe the experiences that these kids have been through. When you're struggling to survive in your own neighborhood, education might not be your top priority. Students entered our program with reading levels far below their grade level. Though I taught all subjects including math, social studies, science, English, and career development, I decided to get my certification in English. I wanted to teach English for a number of reasons. This subject gave students a platform to write and release their feelings. It also allowed them to enter different worlds and gain diverse and eye-opening perspectives. More than anything, I wanted to give them access to knowledge and the power to believe in themselves. That is why literacy is such a beautiful thing. You can learn anything with it. We've all heard that knowledge is power, but isn't it the access to knowledge that is the true hero? Because without access, the door remains shut, and the kids remain trapped on their community blocks, with no knowledge of a different or more promising life. I think that's what Tupac Shakur was trying to get at when he wrote "A Rose That Grew from the Concrete" at the tender age of 19. This is an autobiographical poem that says, "Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's laws wrong, it learned to walk without having feet? Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else even cared." I chose this poem because as educators, we sometimes have to create something positive and meaningful out of a very unlikely or undesirable environment. A rose is not expected to grow from concrete, just like a student is not expected to learn to read overnight. Surely, a 17-year-old is not going to begin a love of reading after years of despising it. Or will he? With the proper care and attention from all content area educators, our students can learn to breathe fresh air. In other words, we can give them access to literacy and ultimately to a better life. And though it is a daunting task for math, social studies, science, and English teachers alike, every bit of guidance and effort adds up. Long live the teachers that watered the concrete and showed that they really cared. Thank you.